Minecraft Alpha was the 5th stage of Minecraft's development, released after the Infdev versions. Minecraft Alpha ran from June 30th to December 20th of 2010 and introduced many new features across 3 major releases, Alpha 1.0, 1.1 and 1.2. Alpha 1.0 introduced Redstone, a logical input-output system. Components added were redstone dust, which was dropped from the new redstone ore, found deep underground. This replaced the gears from Infdev. When input power was attached to one end, redstone power would carry along the wire to an output, up to 15 blocks of wire away. Redstone inputs were the lever, which could be toggled on or off, the button, which could do a short pulse, the redstone torch, which acted like a NOT gate, and the pressure plate that came in 2 variants, wooden and stone. Wooden pressure plates detected all entities, so if items were placed on top, a signal is produced. Stone pressure plates are the same, only working with players and mobs. Output devices could also be a redstone torch as well as any door, including the new iron door, which can only be opened with a redstone input. Boats were added for fast water travel, but when hitting an object, the boat could break, leaving you with 3 planks and 2 sticks. Not enough to make another boat. This is so annoying! New vegetation was added. Cactuses, which would damage anyone touching it, including when you were breaking it. They were also very big. They could only grow on sand and need space around it to grow. When placed down, it would regrow to 3 blocks high. This was the same for reeds. However, reeds needed a water block next to the block it was placed on, or else it would break. Reeds could be grown on dirt and grass. Reeds would get washed away by flowing water, much like other crops. However, if it was surrounded by water source blocks, this was not the case. Reeds were used to craft the new paper. Paper was used to craft the new book, and books were used to craft bookshelves, which were added in Classic, but not obtainable until now. Bricks were now also able to be obtained. They were made with 4 of the new bricks, which in turn were made from smelting the new clay balls, which in turn were gathered by breaking the new clay block, found near water. A jukebox block was added. This was used to play the 2 new music discs, 13 and Cat. Very nice. 2 new minecarts were added. The minecart with chest, which replaced the Infdev's Minecraft ability to store items, resulting in minecarts now being able to be ridden by the player, and the minecart with furnace, which when right-clicked with coal would move along the tracks, meaning you could now make a train of sorts. Fences were added. Although appearing 1 block tall, they are 1.5, meaning mobs and players can't just jump over them, making it a great boundary. However, skeletons can still shoot over. It was possible to make a fence higher than 1 block tall by building the fence from a temporary block. Building the topmost block and replacing it with a fence, then work your way down. A bit time consuming, but worth the effort. Winter maps were added. These added ice, but there were no way of obtaining it as it turned to water or breaks when mined, and only generates when water is exposed to the sky. It is a very slippery block. Whee! Snow layers were also added. When it snowed, snow layers would form. When collected with a shovel, snowballs would drop, which could be used to make the snow block. As with Infdev, passive mobs would spawn in light levels of 9 or more, and hostile mobs would spawn in light levels of 7 or less. 2 new passive mobs were added, the chicken and cow. Chickens laid eggs and dropped feathers when killed, and cows dropped leather, used for leather armor. This replaced the cloth armor from Infdev. A bucket could be used on a cow to get a milk bucket. Their only use is emptying it. What a waste! A new hostile mob was added, the slime. It came in 3 sizes, small, medium, and huge, and would split up into smaller slimes when killed, with the smaller slime dropping the slime ball. The slime ball currently doesn't do anything. There was now a rare chance for a spider spawn with a skeleton riding on top of it, and that is terrifying. Other mobs got their own sound and no longer had the human hurting sound. Changes made in Alpha 1.0 were mob spawners no longer drop themselves when mined. You can't get the lit furnace anymore. Signs can now be placed on the side of blocks. Arrows are made with flint instead of iron ingots. And fire can now spread from lava. Alpha 1.1 added crouching. This mechanic is the best by far, as it stops you from falling off of blocks. Oh my goodness, I'm floating! The compass was added, and it always points to the spawn point of the world. So no matter how far you travel out, you can always find your way back home. New paintings were added for decoration, with 2 existing ones being updated. Which one do you think is better? Let me know in the comments below. The fishing rod was added. In Alpha 1.2, this item hooked and pulled enemies. It could be stacked to 64, meaning the fishing rod's durability can be used and then added to another fishing rod with full durability to replace the durability of the first fishing rod. Just make sure you don't stack these the wrong way around. A new fishing mechanic was added using the fishing rod. When cast into water, and the bobber going down, a raw fish could be caught. This raw fish could be turned into a cooked fish by using the furnace. By pressing F5, you'd go into third person, but by holding F1, you could see yourself from the front. While not in third person, F1 would remove the graphics user interface. While holding F1, you could press F2 to also take a screenshot. New terrain generation, featuring biomes with hot and cold temperatures, were implemented. These biomes resulted in any world updating from a previous version having chunk borders, where the terrain suddenly changes. These new biomes meant it was now possible to get snow in any world. You just had to find the tundra. Pumpkins were added and could be found scattered around the new terrain in small groups. Other additions were the clock, which tells you what time of day it was, and a new dimension, the Nether. This was inspired by the Hell dimension of Infdev.
You could get to this dimension by arranging obsidian in a 4x5 rectangle like so.
Or remove the corners to be more efficient. Then light it with a flint and steel. The compass and clock didn't work in the Nether. This dimension is mostly made of the new netherrack, mined with a pickaxe. There are veins of gravel and lakes of lava in the Nether. Soul sand was another new block, and it was collected with a shovel. This block slows you down while walking on it. Fun fact, you can make a one-way door using soul sand due to the sinking effect. It was great for keeping mobs out. Not spiders though. One block traveled in the Nether is 8 in the overworld. This is to resemble that the Nether is beneath the overworld and the portals travel down to the core of Minecraft's planet. Glowstone was one of 2 new light blocks. Glowstone was found in the Nether and when broken would give you 1 glowstone dust. 9 of these dust would make a new block. Not a good return on investment. The other light source was the jack-o'-lantern, made with a torch and one of the new pumpkin blocks. With the Nether came 2 new mobs, the zombie pigman, which dropped cooked pork chop when killed. However, attacking one of them would result in all of them attacking you. The other mob was the ghast, a floating creature that would shoot fireballs at you. The balance between what mob would spawn was 50-50. This resulted in, after a while, a lot of ghast spawning, sometimes even crashing the game. Changes in Alpha 1.2, where lava now flows further in the Nether, up to 8 blocks, and the hurt animation was added. The bedrock breaking glitch from Infdev was still possible. This was done by placing a dirt block under bedrock, turning into farmland, and then placing seeds. Items could be duplicated with the new chest minecart.
By having the item in the minecart, saving the level, opening the chest minecart, moving the item into your inventory, then closing the game. When you log back in, the item will be in the minecart and in your inventory, therefore duplicating it.
And you could store items in the player's crafting square. I have a Let's Play series where I am playing Minecraft through all the versions. In this episode, we progressed through the alpha versions of the game and built a giant wall in the Nether so the ghast couldn't get us. There were so many. If you enjoyed learning about Minecraft versions, feel free to check that out. Now, onto beta development. Thank you for watching this video and consider subscribing. It really means a lot. Bye!